The celestial phenomenon of a solar eclipse has always fascinated humanity. On December 2024, the skies will witness a rare and powerful solar eclipse. While this astronomical event inspires awe and wonder, it has also been steeped in cultural beliefs, myths, and traditions. Among these beliefs, the idea that pregnant women should avoid stepping outside during an eclipse holds a significant place in many societies. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon moves between the Earth and the Sun, casting a shadow on our planet. This dramatic alignment of celestial bodies has been observed and interpreted for millennia. In ancient times, when scientific understanding was limited, the eclipses were often viewed as omens or supernatural events. These interpretations have given rise to a variety of traditions and practices, some of which continue to influence people's behavior even today. In many cultures, particularly in parts of Asia, in the Indian subcontinent, eclipses are considered to have a direct impact on human health and well-being. Pregnant women, who are seen as particularly vulnerable, are often advised to stay indoors during an eclipse. This belief stems from a combination of astrological traditions and concerns about potential harm to the unborn child. It is thought that the unusual alignment of the sun and moon can emit harmful energies or radiations that might affect the fetus. The advice for pregnant women to stay indoors is often accompanied by specific do's and don'ts. They are urged to avoid sharp objects, refrain from eating or drinking, and maintain a calm, meditative state during the eclipse. These guidelines are meant to shield both the mother and child from perceived negative influences. While these practices may not have a basis in modern science, they are deeply rooted in cultural heritage and are often followed out of respect for tradition. Scientific understanding of solar eclipses, however, has revealed no direct evidence linking them to harm for pregnant women or their unborn babies. The light from the sun during an eclipse is no more dangerous than sunlight at any other time. The primary physical risk comes from looking at the eclipse without proper eye protection, which can cause permanent damage to the retina. Pregnant or not, anyone observing an eclipse should use specially designed eclipse glasses or indirect viewing methods to protect their eyes. Cultural practices often carry psychological benefits. For some, following these traditions can provide a sense of security and community, reducing anxiety during the eclipse. Pregnant women who may already feel heightened concern for their child's well-being might find comfort in adhering to these age-old customs. As the world prepares to witness the solar eclipse of December 2024, it is essential to approach it with a blend of curiosity, respect for tradition, and scientific understanding. For those who choose to follow cultural practices, staying indoors and observing the eclipse through live streams or recorded broadcasts can be a safe and engaging way to experience the event. The solar eclipse serves as a reminder of the wonders of the universe and the enduring power of human imagination. Whether viewed through the lens of science or tradition, it invites us to reflect on our connection to the cosmos and the ways in which our beliefs shape our relationship with the natural world. As the solar eclipse progresses, many households will prepare for it in ways passed down through generations. Curtains may be drawn tightly to prevent sunlight, deemed impure during the eclipse, from entering homes. In some regions, people will fast, believing that food prepared or consumed during the eclipse absorbs harmful energies. Pregnant women in particular might adhere to additional practices, such as resting quietly in a darkened room or reciting prayers to protect themselves and their unborn child. The stories surrounding these traditions often add a sense of gravity and sacredness to the event. Grandparents may recount tales of how eclipses were seen as battles between celestial forces, with the sun momentarily swallowed by a dragon or demon. These myths, though rooted in ancient cosmology, continue to influence perceptions and behavior. For pregnant women, these narratives might evoke both caution and reverence, reinforcing the idea that this period demands mindfulness and care. On the other hand, science offers a different perspective, encouraging people to engage with the eclipse as a natural and predictable phenomenon. Astronomers remind us that an eclipse is a result of the moon's orbit aligning perfectly with the sun and earth, a phenomenon that can be calculated to the second. The shadow it casts, the umbra and penumbra, creates a fleeting but breathtaking spectacle. It is an opportunity to marvel at the universe's intricate design, one governed by physics rather than supernatural forces. However, the blending of science and tradition is where balance lies. While modern knowledge assures us that a solar eclipse poses no unique risks to pregnant women or anyone else, honoring cultural practices can serve as a reminder of the richness of human heritage. A pregnant woman, cocooned in the safety of her home, may not be protecting herself from celestial harm, but she may be nurturing a sense of connection to her ancestors and their wisdom. As the eclipse comes to its peak, the sun's corona will shine brilliantly, a ring of light that symbolizes the continuity of life even amidst temporary darkness. This can be a powerful metaphor for expectant mothers. The darkness of the eclipse, much like the challenges of pregnancy, is fleeting, giving way to light, growth, and renewal. For those who choose to stay indoors, the eclipse becomes less about fear and more about reflection, a time to meditate on the miracle of life developing within them. As the shadow moves away and daylight is restored, the world will emerge as it was, but perhaps with a renewed sense of wonder. The pregnant woman stepping out after the event may carry forward not just the traditions she honored, but also the realization that she is part of a vast and interconnected cosmos. Whether through cultural beliefs or scientific exploration, the solar eclipse of December 2024 will leave its mark on all who witness it, reminding us of the beauty and mystery of the universe we inhabit. As the final phases of the eclipse unfold and sunlight gradually returns to its full brilliance, the world collectively breathes a sigh of awe and relief. The temporary darkness that veiled the day is lifted, leaving behind a profound sense of interconnectedness with the cosmos. For pregnant women, emerging from this time of stillness and reflection can feel symbolic, a personal parallel to the cosmic transition from shadow to light, from uncertainty to clarity. In many households, traditional rituals may follow the eclipse. Cleansing practices are common in several cultures. Families might sprinkle holy water or burn incense, symbolizing the purification of the space and themselves after the impure period of the eclipse. Some women may choose to bathe in water infused with herbs or flowers, believing this to be an act of spiritual and physical renewal, beneficial for both mother and child. For pregnant women, especially those adhering to these customs, this post-eclipse moment becomes an opportunity to focus on positivity and new beginnings. As the sun's rays warm the earth once more, they might sit in prayer or meditation, contemplating the life growing within them. Elders in the family might offer blessings, reminding the expectant mother that she carries the future, a precious part of humanity's continued story. Meanwhile, the broader community often reflects on the eclipse with a mix of reverence and curiosity. Those who viewed the event using safe methods might share their experiences of witnessing the celestial spectacle, their voices filled with awe. Children may ask questions about the science behind the eclipse, while elders recount tales that bridge the realms of myth and reality. For the pregnant woman, these conversations offer a sense of inclusion, tying her personal experience to the shared wonder of the event. The solar eclipse, though brief, leaves an enduring impact on all who experience it. For scientists and enthusiasts, it reaffirms the precision and majesty of the universe's mechanics. For those rooted in tradition, it serves as a reminder of humanity's spiritual connection to the cosmos. And for the pregnant woman, it becomes a deeply personal moment, a time to honor her body, her beliefs, and the miracle of life she nurtures. As the day transitions into evening, the memories of the eclipse linger. Families gather to recount their feelings and experiences, drawing closer through the shared encounter of nature's marvels. Pregnant women in particular find themselves at the center of this familial warmth, their well-being celebrated and their choices respected. Ultimately, the solar eclipse of December 2024 will be remembered not only as a celestial event, but also as a moment of introspection and unity. It will remind us that while science explains the how, culture and tradition often explore the why. In this delicate balance of knowledge and belief, we find a deeper appreciation for the universe and our place within it. For the pregnant woman, it is a moment to feel both connected to the stars above and grounded in the loving support of those around her as she continues her journey toward motherhood. As night falls and the events of the day settle into memory, the echoes of the solar eclipse linger in the hearts of those who experienced it. Pregnant women who spent the time within the quiet safety of their homes may now step into the gentle glow of moonlight, finding solace in the rhythms of the universe. The darkness of the eclipse, once laden with caution and tradition, has transformed into a peaceful night, signaling the continuation of life's steady march forward. In many households, the hours following the eclipse are seen as an auspicious time for new beginnings. For pregnant women, this can be an opportunity to engage in small rituals that emphasize positivity and protection. Perhaps a family member ties a sacred thread around the mother's wrist, or a blessing is recited to ensure the health and well-being of both mother and child. These acts, though symbolic, carry immense emotional weight, offering comfort and reassurance in a world filled with uncertainties. Conversations often turn reflective during such moments. The family might discuss how eclipses, while natural phenomena, bring with them a reminder of humanity's vulnerability and our reliance on forces beyond our control. For the pregnant woman, these discussions might deepen her awareness of her unique role as a creator of life, someone who bridges the mysteries of the cosmos with the tangible reality of human existence. Meanwhile, outside her home, the world begins to return to its usual pace. Scientists, educators, and enthusiasts who documented the eclipse share their findings and photographs, capturing the awe-inspiring visuals of the sun's corona and the shadowy silhouette of the moon. For many, these images are not just a testament to the event, but also a celebration of humanity's ability to understand and marvel at the universe. The pregnant woman, however, might find her wonder not in photographs, but in the quiet moments that follow. She might sit with her hand resting gently on her belly, feeling the life stirring within. In that moment, the vastness of the cosmos seems to fold into the intimate space of her own body, where the miracle of creation unfolds day by day. As days pass and the memory of the eclipse begins to fade, its lessons remain. For those who honored tradition, it reaffirms the value of cultural practices that connect us to our ancestors. For those who sought scientific understanding, it strengthens the bond between humanity and the stars. And for the pregnant woman, it serves as a gentle reminder that she too is part of this intricate, awe-inspiring universe. A universe that, in its own quiet way, continues to guide and protect her on her journey toward motherhood. As the days after the eclipse unfold, life returns to its usual rhythm, but the echoes of the celestial event continue to influence thoughts and conversations. For the pregnant woman, the eclipse becomes more than just a day marked by cultural practices. It becomes a metaphor for her journey. Much like the eclipse's temporary shadow, pregnancy brings moments of uncertainty and vulnerability, but it also carries the promise of renewal and light. Family members, who had encouraged her to follow age-old traditions during the eclipse, now share stories and wisdom, reinforcing the idea that these customs are meant to protect and nurture. Some might explain how these practices symbolize the interconnectedness between the cosmos and human life, emphasizing the sacred bond between a mother and her unborn child. Whether or not she fully believes in the protective power of these rituals, the pregnant woman may find comfort in knowing she is part of a lineage that has cherished such moments for generations. In communities where the eclipse was a collective experience, discussions about its impact, both spiritual and scientific, add another layer of meaning. Neighbors, friends, and extended family exchange their experiences, comparing the science of the eclipse with the rich tapestry of cultural beliefs surrounding it. For the pregnant woman, these exchanges can deepen her understanding of how tradition and science coexist, offering her a broader perspective on the world her child will soon enter. As the weeks pass, the memory of the eclipse begins to weave itself into family lore. Elders recount how they watched over the pregnant mother, ensuring she adhered to the customs that they believe have safeguarded generations before her. These stories, though simple, carry a profound sense of connection to the past and a hope for the future. The child growing within her will one day hear these tales and perhaps come to understand the blend of care, belief, and wonder that defined the day they were carried through an eclipse. The solar eclipse of December 2024 ultimately becomes a marker of time, a shared experience that ties the pregnant woman's personal journey to a universal event. For her, it is a reminder of her resilience and the unwavering support of those around her. As she moves closer to the day of her child's birth, the memory of the eclipse may serve as a source of strength, a symbolic moment when the universe reminded her of its grandeur and her unique place within it. Looking ahead, she might imagine telling her child about the day the sun and moon aligned, casting their fleeting shadow over the earth. She will describe how, during that time, she was nurturing them with the same care and attention that generations of mothers before her had shown. And perhaps as she recounts the story, she will smile, knowing that this shared connection to both the heavens and the traditions of the earth is a gift she can pass down, a legacy born from the confluence of light, shadow, and love. As the months pass and the memory of the eclipse becomes a cherished tale in the household, the pregnant woman grows closer to the culmination of her journey. Each passing day, her anticipation for the arrival of her child deepens, and the stories surrounding the eclipse take on a more profound meaning. In quiet moments, she reflects on how this celestial event symbolized her own experience, an intertwining of mystery, transformation, and the promise of new beginnings. Family and friends who shared in the eclipse traditions continue to remind her of its significance. They speak of how the alignment of the sun, moon, and earth mirrors the harmony she carries within, a balance between nurturing her child, embracing her heritage, and looking toward the future. The elders may share gentle words of wisdom, reminding her that just as the sun emerges unscathed after an eclipse, she too will find strength and light in the days ahead, no matter the challenges. In preparation for her baby's arrival, the woman may draw upon the teachings of the eclipse, the emphasis on mindfulness, protection, and renewal that guided her during that celestial event now informs her approach to motherhood. She may create a space for her child that is filled with warmth and love, much like the sun's rays returning after the eclipse. Perhaps she includes small tokens of tradition, a protective charm, a sacred prayer, blending the old with the new to create a nurturing environment. When her child is finally born, the memory of the eclipse becomes even more poignant. As she gazes into her newborn's eyes, she may feel a deep connection to the universe that orchestrated such a grand spectacle just months before. The eclipse, once a distant phenomenon, now feels personal, a cosmic reminder of the miracle she holds in her arms. As her child grows, the story of the eclipse will be shared as part of their family history. She will recount how the world paused under the shadow of the moon and how she, carrying them within, experienced that moment as a time of reflection and hope. The child may one day marvel at the idea that they too were a part of this celestial alignment, safely cocooned in their mother's care. Years later, the story of the solar eclipse of December 2024 becomes a cherished part of family lore. The mother, now watching her child grow and thrive, often recalls that day with a mix of nostalgia and wonder. She tells her child how, during that fleeting moment of cosmic alignment, she felt deeply connected to the universe's mysteries, carrying them within her as the world briefly darkened and then returned to light. When the child grows old enough to ask questions, she recounts the significance of the event. She tells them about the ancient beliefs surrounding eclipses and how their family, like many others, followed certain customs to honor tradition and ensure safety. With a gentle smile, she explains how she stayed indoors, surrounded by love and care, as a way of embracing both science and heritage. The child listens intently, wide-eyed, as she describes how the moon moved in front of the sun, creating a breathtaking ring of light in the sky. She explains how this celestial dance, while awe-inspiring, also symbolized the cycles of life, the moments of darkness that pass, allowing light to return stronger than before. For her, the eclipse became a metaphor for motherhood, a journey filled with challenges, resilience, and ultimately immense joy. As the years go by, the child begins to understand the depth of their mother's experience. They learn about the scientific marvel of eclipses through school and books, but they also carry the spiritual and emotional meaning passed down to them. The story of the eclipse becomes a bridge between worlds, between the rational and the mystical, the cosmic and the personal. Eventually, the family witnesses another solar eclipse together. This time, the child, now older, stands by their mother's side as they safely observe the celestial event. With protective glasses on, they gaze at the sky, marveling at the same phenomenon their mother once experienced while carrying them. The moment feels profound, a continuation of the legacy that began on that December day years ago. As the eclipse progresses, the child turns to their mother with newfound appreciation, realizing how her experiences shape the values and traditions they now share. As the child grows into adolescence, the story of the eclipse becomes something they hold close, a tale shared not just with their mother, but also with friends and even their own future children. When the time comes to reflect on their own experiences, they begin to see how that cosmic event, which once seemed like just a story from the past, had shaped their view of the world. On quiet nights, the child, now an adult, might find themselves lying under a vast sky, looking up at the stars, remembering the times their mother spoke of the eclipse. They think about how it was a moment of connection to the universe, to their family, and to the generations before them. The story, rich with meaning, became more than a memory. It became a source of strength, a reminder that life moves in cycles, and even in the darkest times, there is always the promise of light to return. Perhaps as a parent themselves, they find themselves telling the same story to their own children, passing down the legacy of the eclipse, the wisdom, the symbolism, and the love that accompanied it. They recount how the moment of shadow was a reminder that life, like the celestial dance, moves through phases. Just as the eclipse passes and the sun returns, so too will times of challenge give way to moments of growth and renewal. Generations later, the story of the solar eclipse of December 2024 continues to live on in the family's collective memory. It stands as a powerful symbol of resilience, of navigating through uncertainty, and of embracing both the scientific wonders of the world and the deep-rooted traditions that shape us. The family, now with multiple branches, finds in this story a common thread that binds them across time, geography, and experience. It becomes a part of their identity, a tale of unity, transformation, and hope. The solar eclipse, once a distant event that seemed to only affect the heavens, becomes a symbol of personal growth and familial connection. As the sun and moon continue their eternal dance, so too do the generations of this family, each one carrying the wisdom of the past while looking forward to the future. And in the hearts of those who remember, the lessons of that eclipse remain, a reminder that, no matter what, light will always return. In the end, the solar eclipse of December 2024 becomes more than just an astronomical event. It becomes a powerful allegory for life, a reminder that no matter how dark the world may seem at times, the sun will always rise again, bringing light, hope, and renewal to those who wait. And with each passing generation, the story of that eclipse and the wisdom it imparts will continue to shine brightly, a guiding light in the journey of life.